Hi Leo, my ascendant brothers and sisters, welcome to your month ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, I am so close to 50,000. If you are not a subscriber, please hit subscribe. If you know somebody that would love this channel, please get them to subscribe. I am so close, I can absolutely taste it. And with that said, when I hit the 50k mark, there is going to be a huge announcement, so look out for it. With that said, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help us on our paths to our highest vibrational good. So let's have a look, see what the month ahead has in store. Oh, okay, flipped itself over. All right, so yeah, if you want to book a personal tarot reading with me or any of the sessions that I offer, you can do so on the link in the description box below. So for our actions and our interactions with the world at large, this week we get the Two of Wands. This is a gorgeous card for your actions and interactions, not just because it's a fire card in the fire sector, but it's also because this is about forging a real path forward. This is about you asking yourself what your journey looks like now. And ultimately, it's about you choosing your future. This is going to be a month, especially this month, actually, there will be opportunities aplenty for you to rub shoulders with people that are movers and shakers in some way, shape or form. This could be about some form of worldly recognition on the wider world stage. It could be some sort of accolade that comes your way, maybe some sort of notice for all of the hard work and effort that you've put in so far. This could be some sort of a reward that comes your way. Now remember, Saturn has just moved into your 7th house, especially if you're an ascendant Leo. So it's just moved into the 7th, which means it's come out of your work sector. So it's stopped restricting you there, which means it's going to give you just a little taste, because it's only there for like 3 months. It's going to give you just a little glimpse, a little taste of what the rewards and the benefits for all the hard work that you've already put in are. And this might look like collaborating with people that are, you know, either, you know, sort of bigger than you, more well known than you. This could see you rubbing shoulders with wealthy people in some, well, maybe not rubbing shoulders at this moment in time, but you kind of get the drift. It does really feel like this is some sort of personal elevation, and maybe you stepping into the limelight in some way, shape or form. Now, the other thing with the Two of Wands as well, like I said, it's really about you looking very much so at your future and deciding to act. This is your actions and your interactions with the world at large. It's what you do. It's how you show up in the world. This is about being accepted among your peers and taking your place among them, and being comfortable with doing so, right? Now's the time for, if you've ever suffered with imposter syndrome, now's the time to stamp that in the bud. This is the time for you to really accept the mastery that you have because of the hard work that you've already put in. For your money and materials, you have the Moon card. So the Moon card can sometimes create a bit of confusion. Sometimes it can see you looking back towards the past or looking over the past, and sometimes it might feel like the past is coming to haunt you. I don't actually feel that's the case though. What I do feel though for you, Leo, is in terms of your money and materials this month, what you're being asked to do is to really get in touch with where you are afraid and why you are afraid when it comes to money, when it comes to finances, when it comes to material resources, when it comes to those things. Where do your fears come from? And are those fears founded? You're now being asked to walk past them or step over them or beyond them, because it falls next to the Two of Wands, forward momentum and action. But your Moon card is basically saying this stuff will bubble up this month. This stuff will really come up. It may be, you know, a lot of people are looking at this kind of thing at this moment in time. So it might be that this bubbles up from the psyche or from the subconscious to say to you, look, you know what, if you're ever really going to step forward, if you're going to get rid of the imposter syndrome, if you're going to really be able to remove and release some of this stuff and go for the things that you want to, you know, in terms of aspirational stuff, you're really going to have to get a handle on and therefore release whatever your subconscious fears and blockages are. So this month, when it comes to the money and materials, it does look like you're being asked to really let go of the fears when it comes to those things. If you can do that this month, you will make massive strides forward when it comes to your finances. For your communications and conversations, you have the Page of Swords. Now, it does look like there's some sort of an interview process going on here. So if you've made an application for a job, for a new job, for a different job, maybe for even a part-time job is definitely possible as well. It looks like you're getting the correspondence for that. Now, funnily enough, because it's right next to the moon card, it looks like whatever this thing is, whatever this interview or interview process is that comes up, it's something that you applied for ages ago. You might have even forgotten that you applied for it, and when they come back to you, you're kind of like, oh yeah, okay, I did that like what, 6 to 8 weeks ago. It might be something that you've applied for or something that you've kind of put the feelers out for and it just completely forgotten about it, and this month it comes forward for you, right? This month you get the kind of, yes, we'd like to work with you, or yes, we'd like to interview you. It's definitely at least an interview. I can't say at this stage that it's a guaranteed success, but you will definitely at least go to an interview or get the offer or opportunity of an interview. Now, when it comes to communication, when it comes to you know, speaking, talking, it does look like there's some sort of spat going on in the family. It may be that you're called upon to sort of mediate or to kind of keep things factual. This is one of the things that you do well, right? And because you have this wonderful sense of loyalty to people, you do have an ability to kind of look at things and be fairly objective, you know, just to say, look, you know what, yes, that's right, no, that's wrong, or, you know, let's keep it fair, right? Which is great. You might be called on for that though. It's just about whether you want to get into it or not. I think that's what it comes down to. That's what the bigger picture will be, or the bigger question rather. For your heart and half, you have the King of Wands, right? So in some way, shape or form, you show up in your own reading, because the King of Wands can be a fire sign person, usually a fire sign male, so Aries, Leo or Sagittarius. And this is in your heart and half, right? So this could be about the family. It does look like you're being called upon to maybe stand witness, or just to listen to what's being said, or just to let everybody have their say and make sure that everybody gets a moment to have their say. What it comes down to is, do you want to do that? Do you want to be there for it? Do you want to get into all of the drama? It might not be able to be helped this month, so just consider that. You might be drawn into it regardless, and if that is the case, just make sure that and it's not about controlling the narrative, it's just about making sure that everybody speaks the truth, right? For those of you that are single, it does look like somebody that rubs you up the wrong way, right? Because this falls right next to the Page of Swords. It could be somebody that just really gets on your nerves, or maybe somebody that you have, like, you know, almost like, you know, sometimes when you have that sort of back and forth with somebody that's a little bit stingy, and everyone's like, oh, you know, we can't really work out, do they like each other, do they hate each other? Because it's always a bit sort of like the tension ratchets up a few notches whenever they're together. You could discover this month that somebody that rubs you up the wrong way, maybe, well, okay, maybe not actually rubs you up the wrong way at the moment, but somebody that kind of, you know, that sort of person that just really gets on your fucking nerves. And then underneath it all, when you dig a little deeper, you're like, oh my gosh, I like them. Oh no, this is awful. What's going on? What's wrong with me? You could be having that sort of moment this month, which I find really, really funny. Because I know myself, that's how it starts for me. Very often I'll be like, oh, this person just gets right on my fucking balls. Excuse my language. And then suddenly, sort of underneath that, I'll be like, oh my God, I actually like them. Why? For those of you that are partnered, It looks like you and your partner are laying down some new rules, maybe approaching some sort of, maybe this is just looking at how you navigate things forward. Maybe there's something that you're breathing, it's almost like you're breathing life into the relationship, but it's because you're laying some sort of new ground rules or some sort of new foundation is coming through. It looks like it could be very exciting for both parties involved, but it does look like it's going to take a lot of serious conversation. Yeah, interesting. I wonder what it will be. All right, so for your weeks of the month, let's see how this shows up and shapes up. And this week we get, this month, for the first week of the month, we've got the Devil card right underneath the Two of Wands. Yeah, you're gonna have to get out of your damn head this month, Leo. It's really important. It looks like there's some really wonderful opportunities that are about to start shaping up for you. It looks like you're going to be called further afield, so maybe this is a new job, maybe it's a new place to live. For some of you, for a lot of you actually, I feel like this is professionally. And if I'm completely honest with you, your Devil card is basically saying to you, you've got to get rid of this idea that you don't deserve to be there or that you don't belong there. If you don't rid yourself of this now and do it quickly, it's going to trip you up later down the line. It's really important that you do this now. All right, make a point, make an effort to really remove that energy from your space and from your mind, from your psyche. This is something that I will be working towards myself. Full disclosure, you guys know me by now. I don't hide anything from you. So yeah. All right, for your second week of the month, you've got the Tree of Life. So look at this. This is divine assistance when it comes to the finances. If you're willing to do the work to look at what is really frightening you, what is holding you back, what is scaring you in some way, shape or form, the divine assistance will be there. And look at this. It falls right next to the Devil card. So when it comes to your money and materials, when it comes to your career and your profession, if you're willing to do the work of saying, no, you know what, I've worked hard to get to where I am. I deserve to be where I am. I deserve the opportunities that are coming towards me, that are shaping up in my life now. If you're willing to get to the bottom of what is causing that, the divine assistance that you need is there. And this is the thing about spirit. It's the thing about the universe, the thing about God, the divine, whatever you want to call it. They don't do the heavy lifting for you. Once you've done the heavy lifting, they allow you to sink, they allow you to swim, they allow you to fly, they show you how to take that further, but they can't do it for you. They won't walk the path for you. You have to do the work there. And this is kind of what you're being led to. So when it comes to money and materials, for some people it's really simple. For some people, it's just being able to admit that actually, you know what? Yeah, one day I want to own my own home. Or do you know what? Yeah, one day I want to be what's considered wealthy. Sometimes it's just being able to say those things without wincing, without thinking, oh my gosh, this makes me an awful person. You know, this is about really getting to the bottom of what those core wounds are, or those hold-ups or those hang-ups, and saying, right, okay, I'm going to eliminate those so that I can really start to flourish. For your third week of the month, you have the Temperance card. Temperance has been quite active for this third week of the month, so I'm intrigued to see what happens. And it falls right underneath your Page of Swords. This is the time for you to start connecting to your spiritual people. This is the time for you to start thinking about who your people are, whether they are over the airwaves, whether they're in person. This is about finding your tribe. It's about finding the people that really resonate with you. When it comes to jobs, careers, when it comes to a reach back or a reach through or out from somebody in a professional sense, that's definitely coming. And I will second this. It looks like some form of part-time work. I don't feel like it's a full-time or full-time gig. I feel like it's something that you're going to do alongside something else, because ultimately temperance is blending things, right? It's doing some of this and some of that. It's that process of alchemy, of balancing the different elements until you get the result that you want. This underneath the Page of Swords definitely feels like a part-time work, part-time gig to me. And it may very well be, because it falls right next to the Tree of Life, it might be something that you think, wow, you know what, that's literally just worked out perfectly. literally, like, it's the right job, it's the right distance, it's the right money, it's the right support for everything that I'm doing. Yeah, you know what, this was supposed to happen. And then finally, for your fourth week of the month, you've got the Lovers card. This card has been really active for the fourth week as well, which is nice. So for those of you that are single, yeah, it looks like you are meeting somebody that is fun, vibrant, feisty, somebody that will definitely give you a run for your money. For those of you that are single, whoever this person is, for a lot of you, I actually feel like you already know this person. It might be through work, they might be a colleague, they might be one of your peers. It just appears to me that this person really rubs you up the wrong way. Maybe you don't know why, maybe you can't figure it out. Maybe you're just like, oh, do you know what? I don't know why, but I can't stand them. But actually the feeling that is underneath that is that you kind of really like them. For those of you that are partnered, this is great, but it does tell me that something about your relationship is about to change. Something about your relationship is about to evolve. I'm just going to call it as I see it. For some of you, this could be opening up your relationship. I'm not saying it's for everybody. I'm not saying I'm against it. I'm not saying I'm for it. I'm just telling you what I see. And for some of you, this could be you deciding that you're going to do things differently. Maybe this is about when, you know, when things go forward, we're going to do things in a different way, or we're going to expand things in a different way. There's a very interesting set of cards, those, and it's these three in particular that are speaking to me. So I'm intrigued to see how it shapes up for a lot of people. All right, so for your key to, or our key to the month, this month we get the World card, the universe. You're taking a massive step forward. You're taking a big step upward. There's some really big cards here for you, Leo. There's, you know, I mean, well, I say some really big cards. These three in particular are the ones that are really speaking to me. And it does suggest that some of the opportunities, some of the things that are coming for you or coming up for you, or, you know, being presented to and for you, can really carry you to where you've actually wanted to be. What you're going to have to do is accept the mantle, or possibly even the responsibility that comes with that. But either way, this is great. I mean, it looks like a really good month where you're getting to the bottom of a lot of your stuff, right? And the only thing that I can say about that is it's beautiful, because once you get over your stuff, once you let go of what your baggages or your fears are, that's when you go to the next level, and it's so much easier to fly. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.